Andy, thanks for joining us. You are very much the man of the moment right now, what with Scotland. We'll talk about that in a moment. But first, you've come a long way since that tweet, that post, Twitter, now X, 2012. Life is rubbish at this age with no money. Wow. Look where you are now.
Yeah, I don't, obviously people bring that up a lot and things like that. And it's obviously something nice to look back on. But I think what's served me well in my career so far is I always look forward. I always look, I don't look back too much. I think once I retire, I'll maybe sit down with you and we can go through every little bit of detail and how we ended up here. But for just now, you always have to look forward. You can't change your past. Not that I wouldn't change much of my past. I've been very happy with it, but now I just always look forward and always look forward to the next game and the next challenge ahead, because football is life in the fast lane. Everything comes at you fast, and I think if you stop to look back, you kind of get left behind. So I've always been one to kind of keep moving forward.
How do you, though, deal with life in the fast lane with so much going on, so much in your life, so much has changed? You've done so much as well. You're winning, you've won so many things, and now you're going to a World Cup.
Yeah, I think it's I think on that it's just trying to get the right balance within your life. I think obviously football, takes over it. There's so much to do and everything like that. But then away from it, it's important that you switch off. I think the older you get, the more years you're involved in it, you have to find the things that help switch you off from football and take you away from that. And I think as the years have got on, I've done that a lot better, and it gives you a lot more balance within your life. But obviously qualifying for a World Cup is probably the pinnacle. It was the highest of highs, and I'm delighted we managed to achieve it.
Causing an earthquake in the process as well, with all those celebrations. Emotional times as well, because you always remember, I guess, the people who've helped you achieve that, letting you and allowing you to live your dream.
Yeah, and a lot of the people were in the stadium on that night on Tuesday, and that's the most important thing for me. To have my family in there, to have my friends in there, the people that have supported me all the way through this, all the way through the journey, all the way through the process. And especially when it comes to Scotland, at times especially when I was first made captain, we were maybe playing in front of 15,000-20,000 people. The connection between the team and the fans wasn't great. The team wasn't producing on the pitch, but out of that 15,000 people, my family were still always there. My friends were always still there, and now for them to now experience the highs as well, it's and I think that's why all the lads were probably so emotional after the game in the players' lounge and things like that, seeing their wives, seeing their mum and dad, seeing how much it meant to them as well as us. Then I think there was a few tears in the players' lounge, that's for sure, and it just shows you how much it means to them as well as you.
Did it make the difference as well because you were in your own country doing it?
Yeah, I think you always feel the weight of your country on you that little bit more. I think I said it before the game. When I was younger, I didn't have dreams of playing with Liverpool because I never knew where my life would take me, but I did have dreams of playing with Scotland, and I think that's the same for the whole squad. You never know where your career's going to take you. Obviously going from Queen's Park, Dundee United, Hull, Liverpool, I didn't know that was the journey I was going to take, but I knew if I could make it as a professional footballer, then what I wanted to do was play with Scotland, and that was the only definite, and I think that's the same for all the lads. So I think that then carries a little bit more pressure and a little bit more burden, because you want to make that country successful. And obviously Wednesday after the game, and had a little walk around town and stuff to see how many people were so happy and how buzzing they were was such a good feeling. And the amount of messages I got off maybe people I've not heard from in a while and things like that, just to see how happy it made them, obviously makes a lot, and it makes you feel so proud to be Scottish.
Were the shirts still on the following day?
No, they were off. They were off, thankfully. So, but look, obviously these shirts will be kept for a long time, and it was one of the more special nights for our country.
But you're also setting it for the future generation to come through, the players that are going to come through after you, because the more you achieve with Scotland, the better ranking in the future they will have, and maybe an easier pathway to reach these tournaments that you've done 2 major tournaments so far, and now you're at a World Cup.
Yeah, that's obviously, even if you think about teenagers and things like that, that will definitely help them for the Scotland team. But, I wouldn't know this for a fact, but I guarantee this week in terms of football academies and people that are playing football, probably, the numbers would have been high in Scotland, obviously as younger kids and things like that. I think that would have gave people a buzz to go out and kick a ball around with their friends and things like that. Little boys and girls running around the school playground kicking a ball about and with their Scotland, scarves on or whatever, then that means everything to us, because it will hopefully help Scotland in 20 years' time, become a better, even better nation, but also that we don't have to wait 28 years to qualify for another World Cup. And that's what we've got to get to. That's the aim we've got to get to. And if I think this squad is, it's kind of shown that pathway. And like you said, hopefully it can make it a little bit more easier in terms of qualification if we, go up pots or things like that. But we've definitely brought the buzz back to Scotland in terms of football, and I think that's the most pleasing thing.
The one thing I heard John McGinn say when I was at Aston Villa recently was that people say you're past your peak when you get into your 30s, but he still very much feels he has so much more to offer and to give. And I'm guessing you feel the same way too.
I'm not sure he's got a lot more to offer. Look, that's the thing. I think in football, when you turn 30, people just write you off. I think the difficulty with turning 30 is if you have one bad game, it's down to your age. If you're 29, you play a bad game, it's just one bad game. If you're 30, all of a sudden it's because of your age. So I think that's what everyone feels. Everyone feels it when you get to football. But look, we still believe, obviously, the Scotland squad, we've got, a good few young players, but we do have, older players in terms of football terms, in terms of in their 30s and things like that. But we all do believe that we've still got, more to give. And I think we've shown that in this qualifying campaign. At the start of it, nobody gave us a chance. Everyone thought we would finish third. Greece, really good team. Denmark, really good team. And they thought that we would be obviously pot 3 and would stay in third position. But I think the belief that we had in our squad and the belief we had from our manager and the coaches then gave us the belief that we could go and win this group. And we always believed it. And then sometimes the performances weren't great, but we kept picking up points, and that was the most important thing. And thankfully our dreams became a reality.
But you must still feel, as a player here at Liverpool, that you still have so much more to give too.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think I've showed that this season, and obviously it's not been a great season, but in terms of games I've played, I believe I've shown that, and my body feels good. I feel good within my mind and things like that, and I still believe I've got a lot to offer. Whether that's at Liverpool, whatever, whether that's somewhere else or whatever level that's at, but I'm only 31. I still believe in that. I've had a really good
early 30s.
Early 30s, exactly, and I still believe I've got a lot to offer in football, and that's the most important thing. And like I said, this season I felt really good in terms of getting a proper pre-season this time. Feel fit, feel strong. So yeah, as long as that continues, then I believe I can contribute anything, and I think I've shown that this season so far. And hopefully that can continue for club and country until, obviously until June, July.
Do you look beyond June and July?
No, not at all. I don't look beyond Wednesday, to be honest. That's I think, like I says, football happens so fast, but I don't look beyond any. I just try and enjoy the moments that I'm in. I think there's so much that can go on in football. There's so much things that can change, as you can see. I think, obviously after us winning the first 5 Premier League games, nobody would have expected us to be then 11th after 12, 13 games. So I think that proves you how quickly things can change in football and things like that. And I live in the moment. I enjoy the moment, and I also look forward to what's ahead. So obviously the next game's quickly on the horizon, and we get fully prepared for that and try and give your best for the team.
The one thing I've always wanted to ask you and Harry Maguire, Hull City, that picture, do you two still stay in touch?
Yeah, still see Harry. It's
iconic. It's like become one of those like pictures of when you're both sides.
Yeah, still see Harry. I think we live pretty close to each other, so we always bump into each other and things like that. And obviously signing on the same day for Hull City, we probably never expected to be where we're both at. How successful he's been, for club and country. He's a fantastic player. Fantastic person as well, and I was very lucky to spend a good couple of years with him at Hull and sign the same day, and kind of we were both young at that time, so we tried to relax our nerves and things like that. Going first day into training, kind of clung on to each other at the start. But yeah, like he's had an amazing career so far, and he's probably still got a lot to achieve as well. And I'm sure he'll be looking forward to going to the World Cup with England as well.
And very lastly, why do you think you're so well liked? Why are you just normal?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I let other people talk about that. But yeah, look, I think the one thing that the people closest to me say is, football's not changed me, and I think that's the most important thing. Some people get caught in the headlights and start changing, personality or changing the people around you. My best friends are still my best friends from school. My family are still as close as I've ever been. So things like that always make a difference, and they always keep me grounded. And and I think that's helped me along the way.